Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Let's tap right in, see what Spirit has for us, what kind of details we can pull out of our collective scenario. Spirit, what is it you would like the collective to know at this time? Please and thank you. Well, let's see here. Both of these cards came out. We've got the Four of Cups in the upright and the Chariot in the upright. Somebody could be restless about this forward movement, or they were disconnected from making a journey. They could be in contemplation, re-evaluating their situation. To find a new direction. In the challenge position, we have the Star. So they're challenged by hope, healing, a renewal, finding a purpose, rejuvenation. In the subconscious, Six of Pentacles in the upright. So a giving and a receiving, a balance, a sharing of the wealth. In the recent past, we've got the Six of Swords in the upright. There could have been a releasing of some baggage, leaving something behind. Intention and expectation. The World. So there is a completion of a cycle. Wholeness, wholeness, wholeness. And I love the idea of wholeness, you know, because so many of us have had so many dark experiences. And I would like to just remind everybody that these experiences and healing from these experiences are what makes us whole. Fully light, fully dark, integrated, transformed, balanced, harmonized. But these ones all came flying out in all different directions. We got a Tower here in the upright. So there's a release. Again, a release. A release of baggage and a release of something. This cycle is complete. In the lens that's being looked through. Oh, that one wanted to come out. We got the Devil here. Shadow self. There's a sudden change, a release, an upheaval, a release perhaps of the shadow self, which could potentially get ugly. It could be that everybody's shadow self is like exposed all at once, and then we have a very toxic situation. Let's see here. In the environment, we've got the Two of Swords. So there's difficult decisions being made, a stagnation, a thinking before making a decision. Hopes and fears. We've got the Queen of Wands in the upright. So there's courage, determination, and the outcome. The outcome is swift change. Oh, honey. The phone just buzz ringed underneath his belly and he got freaked out. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, unfortunately I can't pick it up right now because we're busy. So on the bottom of the deck, we've got the King of Wands in the upright and the Six of Wands in the upright. So again, we've got, and we've got the Three of Wands in the upright. So we've got a visionary, a leader, overcoming challenges, gaining recognition with this Six of Wands, public recognition. So this is rewards, a victory, an achievement. And then we've got a moving on, a moving forward. A moving forward. And you were able to maintain control in this situation during these competitions. And now you're recuperating, you're relaxing, you're rejuvenating, and you are planning for the future with what are you going to apply your willpower to, right? A return to innocence, a return to joy, a return to this gentleness, and it's a wish come true. It's a Nine of Cups. So, toil and labor in reverse, it didn't work. Somebody's thinking about this. Their work didn't work, and there is a Chariot here. So, somebody got disconnected, or they're reevaluating their situation. Whatever toil and labor they were doing didn't work, and the Chariot's here. They're challenged by this star, by this hope, rejuvenation, renewal, by somebody's ability, by this privileged lady's ability to continuously rejuvenate herself after trauma. There's a generosity here, a sharing of the wealth, prosperity, abundance. They didn't get a courtship with this privileged lady. She's generous and abundant, and they wanted a courtship with her, but they got disconnected. Their toil and labor didn't work. Whatever they were trying to do to get this courtship to manifest failed. The relationship ended, whatever this is. Ended. There's a transition, there's moving on, and she's not in despair. This is the completion of a cycle. A return to wholeness. A return to wholeness. Something about a family room. There could be discussions happening over tea, some negotiations, some kind of agreements. We've got a Tower here. So there's a disaster. Things are falling apart for these devilish energies, or for those who have attachments. And on the bottom of the deck, so immature man. And on the bottom of the deck, we've got Thief. Under adjudication. And they're in a tower. They're codependent. They're toxic. They could be a false person. They could be exposed by this main male. You've got an immature man here who is a thief under adjudication. They're hitting a tower. They're a false person who's a devilish energy. They're very codependent and destructive. You've got a main male here. We'll clarify his position with more polls. We've got a Two of Swords here. We got stagnation, a crossroads, difficult decisions. Somebody making choices. They didn't get on the pathway. They're at a crossroads. They weren't able to steal this pathway of this privileged lady, or to get on the pathway. Got a Queen of Wands here. Courage, confident, determined, change, independent, focused, very swift change, and imprisonment. Isn't the solar eclipse tomorrow? I think something weird is going to happen, guys. I woke up this morning with the word 14 in mind, and I'm like, 14. What is that? What does that even mean? It could mean so many things. Oh, look, and on the bottom of the deck we got marriage. Maybe I'll be 14 again. And this marriage is being officiated in the courthouse. There's an expectation of a marriage and a great fortune in the courthouse. And then moving into a house. There could be a moving in. Oh, lovers. Come on now, get off my screen there. We got the lovers with a wealthy man. How about that? And a new job. Somebody's, oh, but it could be, oh my goodness, it could be that this wealthy man, oh no, this wealthy man is facing bad health for whatever occupation he had. And there's a coffin here with poverty. Like his money could be in the toilet. Whatever job he was doing to earn wealth is in the toilet. And he's in bad health. Wow, he was tapping into the thought, to the mental body of a high honor person, trying to steal their pathway and their gift. Wow, man, they're very concerned now. Perfection. Departure, journey, victory, perfection. Privileged lady, star. Privileged lady, star, who challenged this person in a Four of Cups. They got disconnected for the work that they were doing. Or their work backfired and disconnected them somehow. You've got addiction. They're challenged because they've got addictions. And they're coming after this star who is a healer. They didn't get a courtship with this star. This generous star. They didn't get a courtship with this person. This person that is of service, but they wanted a courtship with them so what they could command and rule over their services, their inheritance. They wanted to rule over their inheritance, so they tried to get a courtship, but they have a bunch of addictions, and this star, privileged lady, is like, what? Get on down the road, Jack. And then you got moving on. This is ending. Whatever relationship this is, it's ending. And it's time for a true evermore. Yeah, they weren't able to put this star, privileged lady, into despair. And it's time for her to come into her true evermore. They were trying to hijack it. They were trying to step in before the real deal got here. They weren't able to put her in despair. They weren't able to make her desperate for anybody who would be willing to just be present. She was like, no thanks, man. I'm fine. There's a completion here. And we got home and family room. There could be a gathering at the home in the family room, a celebration of life. an accomplishment. There's a disaster here. This thief is under adjudication. They're an immature man. They're disconnected. They didn't get a courtship. Somebody here is optimistic and there's a promise. But whoever this immature thief is in a tower. There is a promise here for one who is optimistic, abundant, and generous. This star, this privileged lady. This devilish energy is a false person, and they're toxic and codependent. You got the main male who is here now. What you got going on, main male? Somebody's at a crossroads. They didn't get on the pathway. They're in a Two of Swords energy. They're stagnant. They're in a crossroads. They didn't get the pathway of creativity. There's something about creativity here. They didn't get the pathway of creativity. Somebody's, this Queen of Wands is courageous and confident, determined. There's a change to the academics, to the curriculum. Very swiftly, somebody's going to be facing imprisonment. A witch. Very swiftly, a witch will be facing imprisonment. Because we've got the Eight of Wands, the imprisonment card, and the witch card. On the bottom of the deck, we have tribe. Tribe. We've got the body of innocence. The body of the innocent sovereign beings. Who are just as they are, suffering hardship. There's a backstory to this. Arcana, conflict. Both sides of this situation are being looked at. The horseplay of this religious or this religion and their kin. Everything, the peaceful people and this religious people who have been horseplaying around with their kin, playing both sides, the light and the dark, against this peaceful person or peaceful people. Who are conscientious and in the limelight position. They wanted to bring drama to them. This snake did. This chicken. All they know is destruction. All they know is how to tear people down. They don't know how to build people up. But love was able to preserve itself. Love was able to preserve itself. And there's an important visitation that's going to be happening. Somebody's being remembered within this ancestry, and justice is going to be served for somebody who's just being themselves, just being you. The message is going to come to this spiritual throne. Well, and just so you know, the competition had limited perceptions about those who self-care, those who actually are leaders, who are receiving forgiveness for their faith. Yes, they found it entertaining to spy on the locations and invisibly haunt them. They found it really thrilling to do this wise guy. But there's a change coming with these things. There's a new teacher in town. Somebody's being martyred. They wanted the compass of these people and they tried to pretend to be them. They tried to mimic them, to act like them, to appear as though they were wholesome by using dark arts. There was a defense made against these vanity people who were attempting to drive consciousness, and the purpose has attention. There was attention drawn to their purpose. They were coming against these creators. These creators survived. And they are being disconnected now. from those who worked so hard to gain a life of privilege by pretending to be them. You shine. These explorers, there is an explorer who observed this whole fiasco go down, and prophecy is enacting right now. These players who were absent fathers, who were expecting to take a seat of authority, they didn't do anything except cause fighting. And congratulations. Congratulations, they couldn't put you in the grave, man. They couldn't put you in the grave. That's the only card in here that's upside down. Guilty. So they've been disconnected. They've been found guilty. Whatever toil and labor they did failed, or it backfired. This victory has been gained with perfection, and there is a new chapter. There's a new chapter, a new beginning. This privileged lady is a star, a healer. She keeps freaking bouncing back. Please do whatever you need to do with the genders. She or he keeps bouncing back from whatever this person that has addictions keeps doing. It's like they keep causing trauma, but this person keeps bouncing back. It's like a healer, healing self, healing the world, shining that light, bright, oh bright. Yes, this person who has addictions, they're in regret because they could have had a reciprocal relationship, or they've crapped all over a reciprocal relationship with this star, and now this star, they don't get it now. They're like, they don't get it. They've been disconnected from this star. They chose their addictions and violence over reciprocity. They didn't get a courtship. This star, this privileged lady, is a person who is of service, giving and receiving, sharing the wealth, sharing the prosperity and abundance. This person didn't get the courtship, and now they're running. They're trying to run away from this. They've been found guilty. It's time, this evermore, these couples, they're not in despair. They were able to heal their hearts. They were able to renew and rejuvenate from this trauma and despair. There's a moving on. This relationship is ending. This abusive relationship is ending. This relationship that neglected to give you what you needed, it's ending. You're entering into a forevermore. Now, this may not have even been a personal relationship. Granted, it's not even a courtship. This is just whatever relationship they think this is, it's ending. Whatever connection this is, it's ending. Yeah, you got a soul tie. You got a home. There could be negotiations happening in a family room. There could be some sort of conversations or a celebration of life with this world card here in the upright. There's a completion. There's a soul tie. You're going home. There could be, some kind of celebrations going on in the family room. There's a tower here. This thief is under adjudication. This immature man is under adjudication. They feel unappreciated because there's optimism regarding this new promise. There's a new promise here, and there's optimism about it. And these ones feel unappreciated. This thief feels unappreciated. They're in the devil energy. They're a false person. And there's a main male here and now. There's unfinished business. Somebody's at a crossroads. They didn't get this pathway. They didn't get the pathway of this creator, of this creativity. They were unworthy. They were unworthy of the pathway of this creator because they're a thief. They're not a creator. They're a destroyer. They're a thief. You can't get on the path of a creator when you are a destroyer. Hopefully. Unless, I mean... So there's somebody chasing after this. Somebody's chasing after this Queen of Wands. Or maybe it's this Queen of Wands, I don't want to chase anymore. There's a change being made. She's courageous, confident, determined. A change is being made to the academics, to the knowledge. Somebody doesn't want to chase anymore. They're going to change the way they do things. Very swiftly, there's a witch who's facing imprisonment. There's disagreements. They're complaining that nobody cares about the way they feel or understands about the way they feel. We've got holding back, ego, habits. Somebody's holding back. They're very egoic. They have a lot of habits, and they were trying to steal your destiny. Basically, that's what they're trying. And they were trying to steal your soul contract. And they're confused. They made mistakes. Yeah, they sabotaged themselves, and they're unsatisfied. They're in third-party situations, man, and they were trying to steal your sacred soul contract while they were out there being a floozy. That's wild, man. Consolation. They're crying. They're praying hard. They've been disconnected. The toil and labor that they didn't work. They've been found guilty. They're feeling the pain from the damage they caused. They need consolation. They're praying for it. They're feeling the pain from the damage they caused. You've gained a victory here. You're moving on. You've handled this perfectly. You were optimistic. Privileged lady. You kept regenerating yourself while this addict kept trying to tear you down. They're challenged because you're coming into a union of reciprocity. They're in regret because of your house. Your position within the house. They're running away. They didn't get a courtship with a person who is of service and generous. This is the death card. They're running. They didn't get the courtship. They're running. There's death here. They're running away from death. They're running away from death. There's a transition. They failed to give you what you needed. They neglected you. You're moving on to calmer waters. You're getting a new evermore. It's time. You're not in despair. You're a gift, or you will be given a gift. You've got a new soul tie here. This is a completion of a cycle. The World card is here. You're going home, or at your home in the family room. You might be having tea. There may be some sort of discussion, some sort of a celebration. There may be a meal, a celebration, a celebratory sort of gathering. There's promise and optimism here. There's sudden change as a tower. This thief is under adjudication. This immature man. They're all up in their thoughts. There could be something going on with their mental body. This devilish energy, they're in their shadow self. This false person, they're in their shadow self. They have destructive behaviors. They're very toxic. There's unfinished business here. There's a main male here. Here and now. There's something going on in a room. We got family room and room here. There's something going on in a room. Somebody's in a Two of Swords energy. They're stagnated. They're at a crossroads. They didn't get the pathway of this creator. They were found unworthy. They were found unworthy of this fortune. Queen of Wands is here, courageous and confident, determined. There's a change to the academics, to the curriculum. Somebody doesn't, there's a chaser here, some sort of a chaser. Let's see here. We got academics, change to the academics. Somebody's here chasing. They don't want to chase anymore. There's a thief who has to go to the doctor and they want to get a wedding. There's a thief who has to go to the doctor. They want to marry this Queen of Wands. They're chasing after her. They want to get on her pathway, but they've been found unworthy of this pathway. They're a thief who has to go see the doctor. Or they could be a doctor who is a thief. Trying to get a wedding going on. There's an Eight of Wands. Very quickly, this witch is facing imprisonment, and they wish you understood how they felt. They're disagreeing with this whole situation. They're a soldier. They're a soldier who traveled to steal money. They could be a time traveler, air travel. They traveled from somewhere. They could be a time traveler. They could be a merchant from some other place that journeyed here as a soldier to take money. They're a witch who's facing imprisonment. Very swiftly, this is going to happen. We've got servant, lord. The servant of a lord is a young woman. There could be a reunion. Some widower is waiting for a letter about a child. They're in sorrow over this love. They're in sorrow over this blind faith. Oh, and this card is in here upside down. They're not a lover. They didn't get a love union here, and they're all sighing. That consolation card is out here. They're guilty. They need consolation. Wow. They thought it was really funny. They were having a grand old time over your melancholy, over your sorrow, over the sorrow of a sweetheart, this merchant who was causing misfortune for you. They're getting a sweet surprise now. You're the wife of somebody. And your enemies are going to be receiving a malady for their services that they did so cheerfully. They're getting a message. There's a celebration here for those who are faithful. And the false foes, those scholars, those pleasure seekers, those priests are in despair. Huh? What do you know? Alrighty then, last go around. So we've got here somebody who is in a Four of Cups. They've been disconnected. Their toil and labor either backfired or it didn't work. They've been found guilty. They're seeking consolation. They're in fright. They're depressed. They're having some sort of paranoid phobias. You won this. You're moving forward into this new chapter. You've been seen as handling yourself perfectly, privileged lady, star. Those who came against you are in regret. They have addictions. They were coming for your house, and they were coming for your ability, for your reciprocity. They wanted what you have coming to you. They wanted to rob you with a third wheel situation. They wanted to come in, get you pregnant, make you indecisive, make you hesitant, make you all messed up in the head, and steal what you had coming to you. They wanted to rob you with the third wheel situation. They wanted to get you pregnant and cause confusion. They have addictions. They wanted your house. Now they're running. They're running from death. They fell into their own trap for whatever prayers they had going on. They fell into a trap. I don't know how you can run from that. They prayed to somebody or something and they fell into a trap, and they're trying to run from death. They were coming against a Six of Pentacles, somebody who's very sharing and caring. They were coming for somebody's inheritance, this service person, this caring, generous service person. They were coming for the wealth and abundance of this person. They neglected to give this person what they needed to get by. And you're releasing, there's a transition here. They could be transitioning. Yeah, they're bound to their commitments. They fell into a trap. They're running from death. It's time for you to move into your evermore. It's time for you to climb out of depression and to be the gift that you are. You are a gift. You're not in despair. It's time for you to enter your evermore. You've got a soul tie here. You've got a soul tie here. This is a completion of a cycle. There's hope, there's family room, and then they've got luck that came out in reverse. Fortune, reward. These people who are bound to these commitments, who failed to give you what you needed, they were coming for your reward and they didn't get it. They're bound. They neglected to give you what you needed, and they're bound to whatever commitments they made. They didn't get the reward for whatever it was they were doing in a family room. I don't know. You're okay. There's a sudden change here for this thief. They're under adjudication. They feel unappreciated. They're in their thoughts. They could be having some problems with their mental body. And here you are. You received a promise. You're full of optimism. You love yourself. You take care of yourself. You heal yourself. You're a star. So you do what it takes to mend your heart. Every time they shatter it, every time they crush you, you do the work to mend yourself, and you do it with optimism. And you're receiving a promise. You are a healer. You're a rejuvenator. And these ones wanted to trap you, to continue robbing you of your star qualities. They're a devilish energy. They're a false person, and that was all a fantasy. It was nothing more than a fantasy. They're stuck in their head. There's unfinished business here. There's a main male here in a room here and now. So they might be in a room, doing something in a room. Somebody's at a crossroads. They didn't get the pathway of this creator. They've been found unworthy of receiving this fortune. You triumph. You have triumphed over this person. They've been found unworthy of receiving the pathway of this creator. They've been found unworthy of receiving this fortune. You triumphed over this person. They just wanted your wealth so they could indulge themselves. Queen of Wands, there's a change to the academics here, to the curriculum. There's a thief who's been chasing after this person. They may need to go see a doctor. They've been trying to get a wedding, but there's mercy here, charity, a kindness. They may want somebody to show them a kindness by marrying them. It's like, take pity on me, marry me. I'm sick. They may come in and say, oh, I've got this or that. Marry me. I'll leave it to you with an inheritance. But the idea is to drain and to heal. They're unworthy of this fortune. They're overloaded. There may be an accident here. Speed, swift change. This soldier who made a journey to come after money, this witch, is facing imprisonment. They're overloaded with their obligations, and they're in danger. They're blind. They may have lost their ability to astral travel, to dominate people and cause loss. They may have lost their ability to astral travel and cause loss for people. They lost their ability to see. They may have lost their third eye. I mean, I know what they did to my third eye. We're at 40 minutes, but I feel like pulling some more cards on this. Let's just get some more clarification. Empty. Grieving hard. So this guilty person has been disconnected. They're seeking consolation. They've been found guilty for the work that they've done, and it has backfired on them, or it simply didn't work. They're in fright, which leads me to believe that maybe it backfired. They're in paranoia. They're grieving. They could be an empty vessel, like maybe they lost their soul. And things are hard right now. Things are very hard. They're frightened. There's a new chapter here. There's a victory done perfectly. They were challenged by trying to rob you. They're in regret. This third wheel situation coming after, trying to get you pregnant, to steal your house, to steal your wealth, to steal your abundance. They have to face it. They have to face it, whatever it is they've done. But they're running. They're running. They didn't get the courtship, and they're running from death. They fell into a trap for the religious prayers they were doing, for the games they were playing, the chess games. Yeah, they were playing with people's lives, and they fell into a trap. They were coming after a being who was generous and of service, and they got themselves bound to their commitments. They neglected to give this person what they needed, and they got themselves bound to whatever commitments they were, whatever contracts they got tangled up in, they're bound to. They got themselves bound to some form of a contract. And you're leaving. You're leaving. It's time for you to leave. You're not in despair. You are a gift. You're getting a gift. You're leaving. You've got a soul tie. This is the completion of a cycle. These ones didn't get the reward. They were at home doing things in a family room, and they didn't get the reward. They're feeling crushed. They're feeling crushed because the cycle is over. You are whole. And you're celebrating life with your new soul tie. You're optimistic. You've been given a promise. You love yourself. This thief has secrets. They're here. They're all up in their thoughts. They can't get out of their head. Everything around them is falling apart. They're in ruins. This immature man who's a thief. Adjudication has happened. Disaster. A tower is here. Everything's falling around their head. Collapsing. They're in their shadow self. They're toxic. They're a false person. They were involved in some sort of a fantasy. Things are rocky for them right now. There's unfinished business here. There's a main male here and now. They're doing something in a room. They could be having some sort of a discussion. Somebody's at a crossroads. They're making difficult decisions. They didn't get the pathway of this creator. They've been found unworthy of this fortune. You triumph. They're reaching out for you. They want this. They're trying to reach for you. They're at a crossroads. And there's no forgiveness. This Queen of Wands is courageous and confident. There's going to be a change in the curriculum or the academics. There's a thief that's chasing after this person. They may need to see a doctor. They want help. And the way that they are planning on getting help is to marry this Queen of Wands. They're drowning. They feel like they're drowning. They're sick. They were tempted. It was just a conquest. It was just a game. They're having disagreements very quickly. A witch is facing imprisonment. They were a soldier who made a journey to come forward for money. They're overloaded with these obligations, and they're in danger. They may have experienced some sort of an injury. They need to use caution. They're childish. We've got broken on the bottom of the deck and flighty. They have no idea where things are going. They feel broken. They are looking for an exit plan from the dark side. They've been playing on the dark side. They're looking for an exit plan. Everything is crumbling around them and they're starting to struggle. And they could be feeling all alone in regards to something fierce that's happening. They may be tired. They may not have any energy. They may be burned out. They may be distant, at a distance, and they're guilty. They got caught up in a whirlwind. They're in a blind spot. And this is ending. They're pretending that it's not ending, but it's time to let go. It's ending, and there's an adrift. Like maybe they'll be set adrift or whatever, and they're trying to escape this. I wonder how many flames they put out. I wonder how many flames they neglected. It's going to be a long road for them because of all this all these conquests, how many flames they put out or whatever. They're going to be lost down some rabbit hole. And their emotional needs aren't being met. They're going to be picking up the pieces. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and leave this one, and I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.